Hi, everyone. I'm Casey Armour, and I'm a speech language pathologist. I provide speech services privately. I have experience with providing school-based services, and I also am a consultant for the Oklahoma Autism Center. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about Boom Learning and how you can use Boom cards to provide therapy via distance learning. And at the end, I'm going to show you some examples and give you some resources with more information about Boom cards and how to learn even more how to utilize them to help all of your students. Boom cards are interactive web-based digital task cards. Students and teachers that access Boom cards, they must have an internet connection. Boom cards can be used for teletherapy as well as in-person therapy. The Boom cards give students immediate feedback if they get an answer correct or incorrect, and they have the ability to collect data for each student if you use the assign feature. You can create a classroom within your account and assign decks to specific students, or you can assign them through Google Classroom, whichever platform your school is using. You can create an account, but you use Boom cards really for free. Unless you're creating your own actual Boom cards, you should never really need to pay for your account. You can purchase Boom cards directly from the Boom Learning website. You have to purchase points first, and then you redeem those points to purchase decks. It's super easy. You can also purchase Boom cards from Teachers Pay Teachers. If you do this, you will download the purchase and open the PDF after you purchase them. And inside there's a download, or inside the download there is a link that you will click on, and it will allow you to add that deck to your Boom Learning library. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you so we can look at the Boom Learning website. Okay, so here at the top, you'll see the library, and that's where all your decks are stored. There is a tab right up here for the store, and that's where you can purchase decks. I recommend when you start purchasing the decks that you organize them into folders for easier access during sessions. Over here are my folders, like I have specific students with their initials, or I have articulation, language activities, social skills. I've made a folder for today for the ones that I want to show you all. And so this just makes it easier to access during the session so that there's not any lag time and you can make it quick and keep the student engaged. Okay, let's look at a few of these and I can demonstrate how you would use them during a therapy session. The first one I'm going to show you is it's an articulation Boom card, and it is called Feed the Tiger. I've used this with some of my younger kids. Kids really like it. It keeps them engaged. It's fun, interactive. So when you first pull it up, there's all these sounds. So you pick the sound that your student is working on. And I like, again, that it shows it has initial, medial, and final position. So here it is. And so there's a feature on most platforms that allows you to give cursor control or mouse control to your student. If you have a student that can do that, you can do that at this time and have them feed the tiger. And as they move it over, they can say the sound, say it 5 times, put it in a sentence. It's a way to get lots of drill practice in. I also do it with my students that don't know how to operate the mouse. And the way we do that is I just move them and I have them tell me, which one do you want me to feed to the tiger now? And they'll tell me cat, and we practice our sound and it disappears. It's a fun way. They think it's funny. It keeps them engaged and you can move through it pretty quickly. Let's go back. So that's just one articulation example. Another one I've used with some of my kids, this one is kind of like this, it's like the Spot It game. So it brings up 2 cards and you can have them pick out which one is on both cards, and they can, depending on if they have mouse access, they can circle both of them quickly, Or you could do it, I've done it where we make a game out of it and say, okay, we're going to go to the next one. Let's see who can shout it out when you see the one that's on both cards. And so we'll skip to it. And whoever finds spaghetti first will say it. And then you could even practice that sound 5 times, or you could say all the different words on the cards. That would be a way to get more drill in, but it's just a simple one to go through a lot of practice. And it, again, keeps students engaged and kind of playing a game with you, interacting. So those are the 2 articulation ones that I wanted to show and just give as an example. Another one I have is a language activity. It's working on pronouns. And you can do it receptively or expressively. If they have mouse access, you could just do it as find the one that shows he is sleeping. And again, it gives them that immediate feedback. Yes, that's correct. If they do not get it, it provides a teaching moment, and then they can correct it. I have done this with a younger child that did not have mouse access, and just as an expressive, tell me what's happening in this picture, and I'll just run my mouse over it. Same for this, and they have to tell me she is playing with the ball, he is playing. But I like this. I like the real life pictures, a lot of different pictures. It's a good one to work on pronouns. So that's a good quick language activity. And as you can see, I'm able to move through these activities. So if this was your folder for your specific student and you had all the activities for the day in here, you just move really quickly back and forth to keep them really engaged and changing it up. Another one I wanted to show, I've done this with some of my older kids with working on pragmatic social skills. This is talking about on and off topics. So we would read what each person said and talk about, do we think that it's on topic or off topic? And then they get the immediate feedback that yes, it was correct, or no, it wasn't. So if they get it wrong, that's a great teaching moment. I've also used these with a student where we talk about, okay, well, what could you say next? What follow-up question could you ask? Or how could you keep the conversation going? So this is just an easy way. And I love, again, the real life pictures. My older student really enjoyed it, and there was lots of teaching moments. Okay, and then the last one I want to show you and kind of demonstrate, I found this just yesterday, and I really like it. It's so simple, but it has tons of different categories, and you really could do a lot of language activities, especially for the little ones. You could do, it's Play-Doh, moving the Play-Doh to the container, uncovering, and that you could do it as a simple labeling activity. You could do categories. These are all what? They're things that we see at school. Describe the book. Tell me all the attributes. Tell me where we find. You could do WH questions. I feel like there's just a ton that you could do with this. And I love that there's all these categories. There's also at the bottom, I haven't looked through these all, but there's like plurals, pronouns, different verb tenses. So this is, and this one was free. So it's a really good one. I feel like you could do a lot with that. Okay, I think that was all the ones I wanted to run through. Okay, so obviously, this was just a snapshot, and there is a wealth of information out there on Boom Cards, how to make your own decks, how to utilize Boom Learning to maximize distance learning opportunities and engagement for your students. Boom Cards has a great YouTube channel. It has lots of tutorials, and I found that they're very, very helpful. There's tutorials on how to make your own Boom Cards. I've included that link at the bottom of this slide. Thank you so much for listening. And I know, again, this scratches the surface, but I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much.